today I'm going to be watching this video. It's called 10 Things Not to Do in Australia. So yeah, interested to see if people in Australia agree with these. Tell me what you think about this, and tell me if there's any other things you think people should not do if they go to Australia. Let's listen. Looks like a cool light show on the Opera House there.
10 things not to do in Australia. Welcome back to our channel, where we explore the world and share essential travel tips. Today, we're diving into the land of kangaroos, koalas and stunning landscapes as we discuss the 10 things not to do in Australia. Australia, known for its unique wildlife, vibrant cities and breathtaking natural wonders, offers an incredible adventure for travellers. However, to make the most of your trip, it's crucial to navigate the local customs, avoid common pitfalls, and respect the country's cultural nuances. In this video, we'll reveal the top 10 mistakes to steer clear of, ensuring an unforgettable and enjoyable journey throughout the magnificent land down under. So, let's get started. 1. Don't discuss politics. In our journey through the 10 things not to do in Australia, we arrive at a crucial topic: politics. When visiting Australia, it's important to tread lightly and avoid discussing politics unless you're well informed and prepared for potentially heated discussions. Australia, like any nation, has its own political landscape with diverse opinions and ideologies. Engaging in political conversations without proper knowledge or sensitivity can lead to misunderstandings or even offence. Instead, focus on the incredible sights, rich culture and friendly locals that Australia has to offer. Embrace the opportunity to learn about Australian history and traditions, fostering connections through shared experiences rather than potentially divisive political debates. By respecting this aspect, you can ensure a more enjoyable and harmonious exploration of the land down under. 2.
Yeah, is that the case? Would you agree with that? If someone started speaking politics to you that was from outside the country, would that be like a no-no? I guess that seems to be common throughout a lot of countries. Seems like people going there should never really discuss politics about that country. Maybe it's just because of the lack of knowledge. But I always enjoy talking about politics. If people come to the UK, want to speak about politics, I love it, man. I'll definitely have a good conversation. I'm not partisan for any party or any side of the political spectrum, so I'm not too bothered. I wouldn't be offended at all. But is that the case in Australia? Are you interested in talking about politics yourself? Is there any good videos about Australian politics that I should watch? Actually, I would love to learn more, and I'll try not to have too strong of an opinion anyway.
Don't ignore Australian road rules. Ignoring or disregarding these rules can have serious consequences. Remember to always drive on the left side of the road, adhere to speed limits and buckle up for safety. Avoid using your phone while driving and never drink and drive. Additionally, be cautious of wildlife on the roads, especially in rural areas. Understanding and respecting Australian road rules will not only ensure your own safety, but also the safety of fellow road users. So buckle up, stay alert, and be a responsible driver while exploring the magnificent landscapes of Australia. 3.
Yeah, that one I agree with. Having said before, you probably heard that I was in Melbourne when I visited Australia. And when I drove there, it was the best driving experience I've ever had. Everybody was so courteous. Everybody drove so well. Everybody followed the speed limits and drove like appropriately. Coming from here in Malaysia, where I drive every day and it's the most stressful experience. I never used to have road rage. I do now because of the drivers here. No rules are followed at all. So going to Australia, I loved it. So I can kind of see that's a good thing. If you're from Australia, what do you think about Australian driving? Because sometimes people who are resident in the country sometimes have a different opinion from foreigners. But do you enjoy driving in Australia? Do you have had any bad experiences?
Don't drink and drive. It cannot be stressed enough how important it is to never drink and drive while in Australia. Anywhere. The country has strict laws and severe penalties for driving under the influence of alcohol. Not only does it jeopardize your safety and the safety of others on the road, but it can also lead to legal consequences that can mar your entire trip. Instead, opt for alternative transportation options such as taxis, ride shares or public transport if you plan on consuming alcohol. Your well-being and the well-being of those around you are paramount, so always make the responsible choice and refrain from drinking and driving in Australia.
That one
4.
I agree with, definitely.
Don't underestimate the cost. One common mistake tourists make is underestimating the expenses associated with visiting Australia. From accommodation to food, transportation and attractions, costs can add up quickly. Australia is known for its high living standards, and cities like Sydney and Melbourne can be particularly expensive. Research and budget accordingly to avoid any financial surprises during your trip. It's wise to plan ahead, compare prices and look for affordable alternatives such as budget accommodations, local markets and public transport. By being aware of the potential costs and planning accordingly, you can enjoy your Australian adventure without breaking the bank. Remember, a little financial preparation goes a long way in ensuring a stress-free and enjoyable experience.
Yeah, with that one, obviously that's something I think is well known, that the cost of living is quite high in Australia compared to a lot of countries. But from your city or town, what are good free or cheap activities that you would recommend people can do?
5. Don't ride a bike without a helmet. Australia has strict laws regarding helmet usage for cyclists, and it's crucial to abide by them. Riding a bike without a helmet not only puts your own safety at risk, but also exposes you to potential fines. Whether you're cycling through the city streets or exploring scenic bike trails, always wear a properly fitted helmet to protect your head in case of an accident. It's a simple yet crucial precaution that can make a significant difference in preventing serious injuries. So prioritise your safety and follow the Australian road rules by wearing a helmet whenever you hop on a bike.
Yeah, I think that's kind of makes sense. Like, I definitely, if I ride a bike these days, I would wear a helmet just in case I fell off. But it's like interesting that in some other countries, like where cycling is so common, like Netherlands, Germany and so on, actually most people just don't wear a helmet. It's not legal and they just don't do it at all, which is quite an interesting change. And yeah, quite a difference compared to Australia.
Don't underestimate the size of the country. Australia is a massive country, and many tourists make the mistake of underestimating the distances between destinations. Plan your itinerary carefully, allowing ample travel time between places. Avoid the common error of trying to cover too much ground in a short period, as it can lead to exhaustion and missing out on fully experiencing each location. Take into account the long travel times, especially when exploring regional areas or crossing states. Embrace the opportunity to immerse yourself in each destination, savouring its unique offerings without rushing. By acknowledging the size of Australia and planning accordingly, you can make the most of your journey and appreciate the diverse landscapes this incredible country has to offer. 7. Smoking. Australia has strict regulations and restrictions when it comes to smoking in public areas. Lighting up in prohibited zones, such as indoor spaces, restaurants and public transport, is not only against the law, but also disrespectful to those around you. Additionally, be mindful of designated smoking areas and properly dispose of cigarette butts in designated receptacles. To fully enjoy your time in Australia, consider embracing a smoke-free lifestyle or limiting smoking to designated areas while respecting local rules and the health and well-being of fellow travellers and locals alike. So make a positive choice for yourself and the environment by refraining from smoking in inappropriate locations while exploring Australia. 8. Don't jump the queue. Australians take queuing seriously, and it's important to respect the order and wait your turn in various situations, whether it's at a popular tourist attraction, a cafe, or public transportation. Cutting in line is not only considered impolite, but can also lead to frustration and conflict with locals. Embrace the egalitarian spirit and practice patience while queuing, allowing everyone their fair share. Remember, waiting your turn demonstrates respect for others and helps maintain a harmonious atmosphere, so avoid the temptation to jump the queue and join in the Australian tradition of patiently waiting your turn.
Yeah, does that happen a lot, like from people who are visiting Australia? I know that here in Asia, people don't really queue so much, and I've been to a lot of countries in Asia, and a lot of them, people just don't care, man. If I'm waiting right at the front of like where I should be getting served, they'll just cut in front of me. I don't mind it too much. Sometimes it can get a bit annoying, but do you find like maybe like people coming from Asia don't know this and they'll cut in front of you or anything like that? Have you ever had that happen to you anywhere in Australia from tourists?
9. Don't rely on public transport. While public transport in Australia is generally reliable and efficient, it may not always be the most convenient option, especially when exploring remote areas or regions with limited coverage. Renting a car or utilising other forms of private transportation can provide you with more flexibility and the ability to explore off-the-beaten-path destinations. It's important to consider your itinerary and the accessibility of public transport options in each location. By having your own mode of transportation, you can maximise your time and make the most of your Australian adventure. So don't solely rely on public transport. Consider alternative modes of transportation to enhance your exploration and create unforgettable memories in Australia. 10. Don't litter. Australia is renowned for its pristine natural beauty, and it's crucial to preserve and protect the environment during your visit. Dispose of your waste properly by utilising bins and recycling facilities. Avoid leaving any trash behind, whether you're at the beach, national parks or urban areas. Remember, littering not only harms the ecosystem, but also disrespects the local community and future visitors. Embrace the concept of leave no trace and be mindful of your impact on the environment. By adopting responsible practices, we can collectively ensure the preservation of Australia's breathtaking landscapes for generations to come. So let's all commit to a clean and sustainable travel experience by refraining from littering and embracing our role as responsible visitors in Australia. To wrap up our exploration of the 10 things not to do in Australia, we hope that these insights have provided you...
Yeah, I guess like some of them just make sense in any country. And yeah, some are more specific to Australia. Is there any other things you think that are quite unique to Australia that people shouldn't do, they should do if they come to the country? I guess it's just like treating the place with respect and just being good visitors is always like the best advice. But if there's anything specifically about visiting Australia people should know about, tell me in the comments. Thanks.